can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this. My parents
believe-
were very disappointed that the start of the episode was cut off. We never did release the non-Hamish cut for Patreon.
That's true. We do need to release the non-Hamish cut.
Of the start of the fabled episode 82 of Push
Yeah.
No.
So,
No, we don't. No, we don't.
no, we don't.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
It was a good start. I was giving it my thought.
It
It was some of
was.
the best
We
material.
we were on fire.
Me and you, Simon's made some very funny jokes. We were laughing. So
I actually
much.
got to speak in the first 5 minutes of the
Yeah.
episode. I mean,
And then Hamish was like, "Okay, no, we're gonna cut that."
no, didn't like that. Creative
Simon got
license
too
says
big
cut
for
Simon out.
Wow.
Too big for his boots.
Squash him. Well, do you know what we've done this week, gents, that we haven't done in a long time?
What? Play the game.
We've all played Flesh and Blood.
I played the game a bit more than you guys do.
No. But when was the last time all three of us played the game in the same week?
Yeah.
That's fair. That is fair. Yeah.
Like we've had different events, but we all played. But mind you, we all played at different events, but we all played the game.
Well,
there's a lot
you
of
could have
ProQuest.
you could have came to my.
I
what
could have
was at.
done.
Yeah.
I was farming brownie points, and then the Sunday opportunity came up, and I
Yeah.
took it.
Yeah. You went to the easy one.
Yes, I did. Yeah, that's the only reason I got top 8. Definitely.
Okay.
Was it easy?
Spoilers, by the way.
It was
Spoilers.
still a couple- there was a few good players. There was quite a few.
Oh, mate, it was absolutely stacked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think,
like to. I don't want to be like that guy, right? But there was.
Yes.
there was-
You were the only one that did a CC event this weekend.
No,
yeah.
I'm just
You were-
saying.
and you were in a-
said yours was
To be
stacked.
fair, no, yours was Pro Tour level stacked.
No,
like-
it wasn't Pro Tours. UK Nats stacked. It was mini UK Nats. It felt like I was like, oh my god, again! Like I went to the last one was Mana Screw, the
Yeah.
RTN season. Was it the RTN?
Must have been.
Yeah, maybe or whatever. There was the last store.
Yeah, the
season
last
event.
big one.
The last big load of store events. Yeah, Mana Screw had like 43 people and
Yeah.
literally apart from like some London lot, there was just it was a mini nationals and it was very much
And it was
a
all
mini
in Nottingham.
Yeah.
It was the first big CC event of the season, wasn't it? So like a lot of people came up from sort of Oxfordshire way. A lot of people came down from Leeds and
Manchester.
Scotland.
No, not
Manchester.
Scotland. No one from flipping Scotland shows up to Nottingham, do they? Let's be real.
They
Anyway,
have done before.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Should we get cracking?
Anyway, yeah. So I think we should.
Right.
Yeah, we just started talking about Fab straight away. I was like, what
Whoa.
is
I mean,
this?
people are going to get annoyed at us for talking about Flesh and Blood in the first 15
Yeah,
minutes.
we
apologise to
format,
the
guys.
non-flesh and blood
People
fans.
skip this bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
they're gone. They're already gone.
Well, let's burn
And then-
through this bit then. Let's burn through the bit.
Okay.
Okay. So
Are we doing? What are we doing
Beer
first?
first.
Come on.
beer.
Beer first.
I want to get
Beer.
a beer.
All right, Hamish, what are you drinking?
Well, Simon, I thought I would take a leaf out of your book, and because you've forgiven them, I've got a Brewdog Lost.
Hey.
There you go. I'm not going to go through it because we've probably said 100 times what a Brewdog Lost is. So
I know. I was going to say.
Yeah.
To be fair, I don't often drink their lager, but yeah,
you
you're a
go.
lager man. Do you enjoy a lager?
I do enjoy a lager. What about you, Simon? What are you drinking?
Well, guess what?
What?
I'm on call again.
Oh.
So I've got a Guinness 0%,
Okay.
Okay.
which is actually not bad. It's like it's missing something. Like
Yeah,
it's missing
alcohol.
a bit of body. But
You
I'm
set
gonna
him
try
up.
not to spill it over.
We knock him down.
I did,
me
yeah,
and Trip
right.
were running for that tea.
Yeah.
But it's actually quite a good non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, as far as non-alcoholic beers go, this one's a good one. What about you, Stick on Trip?
Well, I thought we'd celebrate
Mhm.
some big news
Ooh.
that is the next Pro
Oh,
Tour
yeah.
and its
Yeah.
location with a lovely London Porter.
Oh,
Hey.
Fuller's London Porter.
Fuller's London Porter.
Happens to be probably one of my favourite beers.
Is it?
Oh,
Well, in terms of beers you can just get in a lot of places,
Okay.
London Porter is one of my
I
favourite.
can't.
Well, I mean,
can't get
obviously, obviously Fuller's is a London brewery, so you do get a lot. You don't see it much outside of London.
No, you don't.
Oh, do you not?
I've never seen
It's
that
No.
here.
we get it in supermarkets quite a lot.
You can
actually.
find Fuller's London Pride, which is like a
London
darker
Pride's
ale.
everywhere, but I don't like London Pride as much.
But
Okay.
do you get Iron Brew where you are, Trip?
Yeah, and I love Iron Brew.
What about you, Simon?
Iron Brew's great.
Do you get
Yeah,
Iron
Iron
Brew
Brew's
where you are?
great.
Or maybe because you
I
live in
really
the
like
city.
it.
Not in glass bottles though.
No,
You have to go
we
to
don't.
Glasgow for that.
Yeah, it's only like because of a little town called Corby.
Oh, they've got a big Scottish population, haven't they?
I mean, it was a massive Scottish population stuff there. It is still not. It's not very common. It's only like select very Scottish stores would have the glass Iron Brew, but you get Iron Brew everywhere. And I always keep thinking maybe Iron Brew isn't everywhere, but maybe cities
It's
grab
not as popular outside Scotland, but
No,
I get it with my co-op meal deal.
oh, do
That's
you?
my drink.
actually there is a fact about the about Iron Brew. I think
Cheers.
cheers.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Outside,
That is a well-presented Guinness.
well, I've only got I've got a pint glass for a small can. But I think there's something about Iron Brew that's actually the most drunk fizzy drink one of the most drunk fizzy drinks in the UK because I think
Is it?
I think it's very, very, very well. It's statistically going to be very high because I don't think it actually gets sold anywhere else in the UK.
It's the only Scotland for this is probably completely untrue, but I'm pretty sure it's
probably
true.
mine was
Scotland
untrue.
Scotland was the only territory where Coca-Cola wasn't the most drunk.
That was
drink.
it. Yeah.
Iron Brew is the only, and they tried to crack Iron Brew, and it's the
Interesting.
only place they've not been able to essentially
Ah.
get rid of the competition. Could be untrue. I'm sure there's another place where it's not Coca-Cola, but apparently Scotland was the only place where Coca-Cola was
Nice.
number one.
Oh,
So,
I think
yeah.
that is.
Trip
I think
dropping
that's
knowledge
the fact.
bombs.
That is. I think Trip has said the
I
fact.
think when you were saying
it.
it, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Hamish. That's what Hamish is going for. This one.
Yeah, that was that one. Anyway,
Let us know in the comments,
Alright.
readers.
Yeah.
If you're readers,
Yeah.
readers.
if you've never tried it and you're outside of the UK, if you've never tried an Iron Brew, let us know. If you have,
Get one
let
when
everyone
you're in
know how
London.
good it is.
Nothing like an Iron Brew from London. That won't annoy the Scots, I'm sure.
No.
Anyway,
Have we got some? Have we got some?
Home
home
news.
news.
Yeah. let's
Wheel
do-
of
Oh no. Oh god. Yeah. Home news is after. Right. Let's do some.
Oh, yeah,
Let's do
we
some
gotta do-
wheels and partners.
So,
Wheel of Time, baby.
so Simon, we've got some new product giveaway, haven't we? That
We
we've
have. We now have a couple of boxes of Rosetta to start giving away. And if you're not already a listener of Push the Point, we give away 6 packs of choice product, flesh and blood product, to one lucky Patreon every time we do a podcast. And we call it Hamish.
We call it the Wheel of Time. Where did we get these amazing Rosetta boxes from?
Oh, thanks for asking, Hamish. We actually got it from one of our amazing sponsors, Thistle Tavern, an Aberdeen single seller who now have a bricks and mortar store. Patrons of Push the Point get a special discount code for 10% off singles at Thistle Tavern.
On the online store, just for specifics.
on
But
the online.
let's go. Wheel of Time, Trip.
Whoa! Before we get in,
Oh
just
god.
disclaimer.
Yeah.
We have reset the wheel.
The wheel has been reset.
So patrons, just so you know, you could win again because we were
Win
getting at the tail end. We're a bit unclear who won, who hadn't won, so we thought we would reset the wheel.
Yeah.
Ignore that bit. But,
So I'd
look,
like to think that we're going to keep better
closure.
records.
We've
And
reset the wheel. Just want everyone to know, no funny business.
So Simon,
yeah.
this is your job. I'm allocating this job to you. Get an Excel
Me?
spreadsheet down. Yeah. Log who's won.
Oh my
Right, I'm
goodness.
spinning.
Oh my goodness.
It's a big spin now because everyone's back on. We've got about 40 people, so let's go for it. Oh yeah, oh, it's really slow.
Ooh. Oh, what?
And the winner is Aaron Trelsty.
Yay!
Oh,
If
yeah.
I mispronounced your name, Aaron Trelsty. But you are the first winner of the Rosetta pack, so congratulations.
So I think both Hamish and I have played Aaron at big events. I played him in a side event in Barcelona.
Yeah.
Hamish, you met him at Amsterdam, I think, didn't you?
I did.
He's the Icelandish
Oh
Patreon.
my god,
Oh,
him! Oh my
yeah,
dude, yeah. Right, okay, the sexy Icelandic man.
Icelandic.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
Congratulations, Aaron.
So
Bro,
I
you
will
can
get
come and
those
hug
packs
me
ready
anytime.
and send them off to Iceland.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right, so write that down, Simon. Write that down.
Write that down. Sexy
I've
written it
Icelandic
down.
man.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be addressed to on the
Yeah,
packet.
sexy
But,
Icelandic. Yeah, please write that down. That'd be awesome.
Sexy Icelandic man,
But
Aaron
Thistle
Trust.
Tavern is not our only sponsor, isn't that right, Hamish?
That is correct. We've also got Metal Fab Tokens, which is our awesome token seller from the USA. I have a load of the Metal Fab Token stuff here as well, which I can help send that off to people for Royal Mail prices. So check them out. Patrons get to have early access. And we've also got PCG, an amazing grader. We have a UK office as well. So if you are a patron, check out below. You get a voucher for submissions every time you send it off. And you can get more of the details in the description below, or just if you join our Discord, we can explain it to you further. So there you go. There are amazing patrons, amazing partners that patrons get an amazing, that they get amazing discounts for. So there we go. That's it. Home news.
Oh, home news.
Let's go.
Da-da-da.
Home news. Home news. Home news. Right. Trip. Oh no, I tell you what. I always start with Trip. Simon.
You never. Sorry, that's so not
That's
true.
such
Oh
a
my
lie.
god.
Just the
Okay.
complete opposite.
Maybe
of-
this happened one episode, and I keep thinking I'm always picking you. Trip. Go.
I don't think we've ever started with me.
Crap. I'm telling you.
I'm
He's got it
on
in
the
his head.
spot.
No.
Well, I went down to see my parents this weekend, which was very nice. Went down to
Nice.
Kent.
Yeah.
Had a very nice breakfast Sunday morning at my local breakfast place in the small village of Ash. It's called Juliet's. Very nice. Recommend it if you're ever in Ash. You never will be, but if you ever are, it's lovely.
Yeah.
And I was down because there's also a ProQuest going on in Canterbury over the weekend, so I was down for that too. So yeah, that's kind of my home news. It's been a lot of work, but then nice weekend down with parents.
Nice.
Playing a bit of Flesh and Blood and eating some tasty food. Simon, what about you?
Well, the reason, the aforementioned reason why I couldn't go to the Nottingham Dice Cup ProQuest was because I was at something called the Goose Fair.
Oh my god! When you said it, I was like,
yeah.
"What the hell is that?"
Right.
The thing is, I
So
wasn't
the
even
Goose-
surprised, Hamish. When he
No,
comes
I
up with
wasn't.
it
It was the
anymore.
most
I'm just
Simon
like,
thing
oh yeah, of course.
ever. I can't
The
make
Goose
it.
Fair.
I've got to go to a goose fair, right?
Yeah, and I was
The
like, oh yeah,
Goose
of
Fair
course.
is quite a Nottingham Midlands thing where it's one of the
Sure
biggest
is.
fun fairs wherever. And
Sorry, are you saying if I talk to anyone from Nottingham and I
I
said,
know what the Goose Fair is.
"Do you know about the Goose Fair?" They'd be like, "Well, yes, of course I
Bloody
do."
no! I know what a goose fair is, mate. Do you not know
Yeah,
what a goose fair
I think
is?
you can pretty much talk to anyone from Nottingham and they'll know what the Goose Fair is.
Bloody hell!
Okay.
You're having
So
a goose, mate.
my
Because
my
I've
kids
got
wanted to
a
go to the
colleague
Goose
who's
Fair.
originally from Nottingham, and you're telling me,
Okay.
when I go into the office tomorrow and I say, "Nick, do
Nick,
you know
you know
about
what
the
the
Goose
Goose
Fair?"
Fair? I want you to do this, and I want you to
Okay,
report
I'll
back.
report back.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments strip just so the public can.
Yeah, okay.
Just say Nick does know.
He does.
He does.
In recent years, there's
What
been
is
more
it?
than 400,000 visitors to Nottingham's fair.
What is it?
annually.
Is it people looking at geese and goose?
It started as a livestock trade event.
Right.
It's now a travelling fun fair like event. Yeah.
Right.
And you lock up these poor gooses in a cage, and you go, "Look, Mum, it's a goose."
Its name is derived from thousands of geese that were driven from Lincolnshire to be sold in Nottingham for the fair each year. There you go.
There you go.
Right.
So it's one of the biggest travelling fun fairs in the UK every year, and it's just what you'd expect from a fun fair.
Right.
And my
In
kids
the
wanted to
UK.
go in the UK. My kids wanted to go, so we went. I lasted about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then it just got too much, and I was like, right, we're going home.
So you could have
Because
come.
I couldn't have come because it was in the middle of the day.
Well, you could have popped down after.
Nah.
Just to say hi.
Yeah.
Tell me, Hamish. Tell me, what time did the Dice Cup event finish?
I don't know. I left at about 9.
I think it didn't finish till like 10 o'clock
Yeah,
because of the
because of the stupid
because of
Liam
the
Canning
decks that were involved.
and his
Yeah.
bloody Count Your Blessings Enigma deck versus heroes that are also just like slow to take it on.
So anyway, I was at the Goose Fair. That's my home news, and then I went impromptu trip. So one of my colleagues and friends, Dr. James Armstrong, was invited to judge the Living Realms ProQuest yesterday, and so I was like, oh, I could probably do that. So we went up from Nottingham together, and I played, and he judged.
Well, you can't talk about your events yet.
I'm not talking about it yet.
Well, you just did.
Hamish, what's your home news?
What's my home news? Well, the Flesh and Bog, which is what I'm calling it now.
Oh, what you done there?
My toilet,
Very
which
clever.
you can't see, but if I do this as a toilet,
It's a wall. Yeah.
well,
It's like
on the
a
other
wall
side
now.
of this wall is a toilet. That my home news is that the Flesh and Bog is
Is it operational?
No, there's no bog in it yet. It's just,
Okay, so it's just flash at the moment.
it's
Then.
just flesh and walls.
Can you tell us when it becomes a fully operational battle station, please?
Oh, you know he's gonna, right?
I'm gonna do
Like,
an episode of where I come out of it and be like this.
Yeah.
It is ready.
Or halfway through, you're gonna stand up, but you'll keep talking.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Got a
there we go.
microphone in there.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, I'll tell you what, the acoustics will be nuts.
I don't want to know.
Anyway, so that is my that's my real home news. I don't think I've actually got anything real. Just
No.
no, not really. Just work. And my I guess this is later on. It would have happened by the time people listen to it, but I'm gonna go and see. I got really into The Rest Is Politics. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The podcast
with
what's his name?
Alistair Campbell and Rory Stewart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
All right. Yeah.
so Dale, you know Dale.
I do know Dale.
We do know Dale. We've met
Have
Dale.
you ever heard Dale? Anyway, so he's working with them. So I've grabbed some tickets to go and see these two sad buggers live.
Oh, awesome. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
in
I'm
Birmingham.
guarantee when they put that tour on, they were expecting the election to be like now.
No, I don't think
When
so.
when I saw the dates, I was like, oh, I reckon they know that's when the election's going to be because their tour was like for October, and then it was like 3 months earlier.
Don't really matter. There's still loads to talk about.
It still
but-
does. It's interesting stuff. No, that's pretty cool. Should be good.
I
good
know.
one.
I feel like a
No,
bit. And my stepdad, who's making the Flesh and Bog, also listens to it, so he's coming with.
It's one of the most
nice.
popular podcasts in the UK, I think.
It
which
is. It's actually it's one of the most listened to political podcasts in the world, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not up for awards and all that sort of stuff. But I thought I'll go over and show him how a podcast is really done, right?
Oh yeah.
Whey!
Anyway,
I bet they don't have as many patrons as. Well, they probably do.
they're,
Actually.
they're probably doing fine.
We'll sell out the O2 one day. Trust them.
yeah, that's true. Well,
Live podcast. Oh, that'd be
let's
great.
go. Let's kick off with this Flesh and Blood podcast, I guess, episode
What should we talk
33.
about?
Well,
there's a lot to cover.
well,
like,
there's a couple of things.
33. What?
33.
I'm so confused. Yeah.
That's what I said.
There's
Anyway,
There's a
years
couple
old.
of things. What are we doing then?
all right, okay, let's kick this off with the pro.
35.
Let's kick this off with why
Pro Tour.
Pro Tour.
Pro Tour.
I called
Pro-
it. I called it.
We all called it. We all
Yeah, it
knew.
was obvious. But when I was speaking to Trevor at Amsterdam, and I was going, oh, I tell you what would be a great place to be. He already had it all planned and stuff. But I said, would the UK be a great place to be a Pro Tour? Because we've got 2 callings in the bag. And judging by your metrics of, if you put a battle harden out into a country to do a tester to see if they can get a community to get a calling, and after you've done a calling, this is a good place to do a Pro Tour if you can get some successful callings. And we've had 2 successful ones, so we would be a good place to be. And he went, it would be a good place to be, wouldn't it? And there'll be a number of great places in Europe. And I went, oh, if you're going to put the Pro Tour in the UK, surely you'd pick Birmingham because it's the NEC and it's, not London. And he said, well, and then he just suddenly had this thing about, I think London would be actually a very good place. You've got the XL, there's Heathrow. And I was like, yeah, you seem to have some, straight up, telling me some straight up facts of why the XL London would be good. But obviously he said, well, that was what I would do. And then I'm like, I wouldn't be shocked if it's in the XL in London. And lo and behold, it is in the XL in London. So what's your thoughts on it, Trip? I'm sure you love it because it's...
I love it. It's great. Yeah, London is a great city. I personally think it's the best city in the world. Everyone in the UK hates it, but I love it. If you don't live... London's it's a strange kind of city, but I think it's a great city, and I think people will enjoy it. And also, the XL is a bit of a weird place. Like, it is a massive exhibition centre. It is massive, but it's really easy to get to. And the thing is, when you're in London, you can just go anywhere in London on the tube. And then,
is it on the Elizabeth line?
It's on the DLR. But this is the thing:
what's the DLR?
Don't think about
Scotland's
this
like
transport in the rest of the UK. Just, you can get anywhere.
You can.
It will.
True.
And you'll be waiting 2 minutes for a train. This is not like, I missed my train.
Yeah.
Now I have to
half
wait
an hour wait.
30-40 minutes for next. It's not. No, you can go anywhere, and it doesn't even matter where you stay. You can get there.
Yeah.
And then you can go somewhere afterwards. I do recommend people make an actual trip of it though, because I think you need a few days. If you're just going for the exhibition, for the Pro Tour, and you're just hanging around the XL, you're not really going to see much of London, to be honest. But I recommend people make a trip of it. And also, oh my god, if you can travel to City Airport, 100% fly to City Airport.
Yeah,
it is the best airport.
It is.
It's so good.
It's good.
So
I've never flown
amazing.
out of City Airport before.
It's right next to the XL. You literally walk into the venue.
It's on the river, isn't it? It's on the river.
It's on the river, guys. It's so good. To be fair, Heathrow's not too bad.
No, Heathrow is probably where they're going to come from because that is the, international airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I know they're all international.
I'm excited. I think it's going to be good. I know a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people in the UK where Pro Tour London is going to be more expensive than Pro Tour Barcelona, for sure.
Yeah.
But that's just it. It's an expensive city. That's UK.
Yeah.
It's an expensive city. But I'm happy. It should be in London. It's the capital city. It makes sense. I know people would have liked it to be in Birmingham, but a lot of people abroad or from America are going to be like, it's London.
Well, there's only the biggest reason is Heathrow. Like, if you put it in Birmingham, or if you put it in Glasgow, or put it in Manchester. I mean, other than London, it's Birmingham, Manchester, and Glasgow that have the arena. Well, do you know what I mean? That arena size or venue, whatever, the big venue. But they don't have that massive transatlantic airport that is Heathrow that anywhere in the world can get to easily. And if you imagine if it was in Manchester, so everyone goes, well, I've got to fly to Heathrow, then get to Manchester, that wouldn't be that great. But I suppose for all of us, I don't know that I can speak to about for you, Simon, as well, but I think everyone hates their capital city if you don't live in the capital city. If you, I think London is a pain in the ass, but I also go to Amsterdam. I've been to Barcelona, and they're equally. It's a city. If you live in the city, you're fine with it. Yeah. If you don't live in the city, it's kind of a giant pain in the ass. And London, for me, is our pain in the ass. It's just massive and busy.
I've got a lot more respect for living in a big city since I lived in Toronto. Like, I think when you get the experience of living in a city and you see the good bits about living in a city that size, not so smaller than London, but like you realize how things work a little bit differently, and you get on that wavelength, and it's incredible living in the middle of a big city. It's pretty cool.
It's not in a big city.
No.
No, okay. I was actually being in Nottingham going, and I was thinking of this London Pro Tour, and I was thinking a trip going, I could live in Nottingham for some strange reason because I don't feel unsafe, but somehow in London I feel like at
Nottingham
night time.
is about 300,000 people with a greater suburb area of about 1 million people. London is like
I know London's
12, 15 times the size.
I think
London's
London
great.
is third of the
London's
population of the UK lives in London.
London it's not a place you can go to for a couple of days. That's the problem.
No.
So if I didn't live in London and I was just going to London for a couple of days, I'd hate it. It's so busy, but when you live there, you work it out. It's like a puzzle, right? Like you work out. Okay, I know I'm not going to go here because that's going to be bloody awful. I'm not going to go to this station at this time because it's going to be super. And it's like once you work it out, you feel like you're more in control then, and then you can get out of it so much more. Also, the food is great.
The food's.
I just love it.
Yeah, no,
City of Dreams.
I don't mind it. It's just I think for when I'm going to like a ProQuest and stuff though.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I'm like that. This is London is the closest. Is probably the closest place to me, apart from Nottingham. And then this weekend when you're listening to it, I looked and went, oh well, I could go to Dartsphere. I'm like, where's this? Central London. I'm like, no, I can't drive there for one, and I'm not getting a train ticket to nowhere. So I'm traveling to Ipswich, which is.
Are you?
Which is way more convenient. I looked at it; it's like an hour and 40 minutes drive, and I would prefer driving 2 hours in the middle of nowhere than go to London. Just because of...
you don't want to do draft though, do you?
No, I wouldn't do draft. But if London had loads of CC, it's just for one, I can't drive there because of the ULEZ business, and then congestion fees just for driving there
makes it terrible.
Yeah, it's just a faff.
The thing is,
it's just a faff.
The thing is, I know people go to the Pro Tour and they won't enjoy London. Because it is exactly like you say, Hamish. Like, if you're there for just a short period of time, you're not. It's really difficult.
You don't get your head around it.
No, you can't.
You can't work it out. Like you're saying, it's a bit like a puzzle. You don't have enough time to actually work out what bits you like and what bits you don't. Because you're not talking about one. It's basically just a bunch of towns and villages all smushed together, and you end up finding the places you like and the places you don't, and all the touristy stuff is bloody awful. So, but anyway, it's exciting though.
If you're going to travel, that trip will probably give you a bit more of a detailed thing because you're the man that lives there.
But let me know where you want to go.
I think if you've never been to London, even though it's quite tragic, you should go to Westminster to say you've seen the Big Ben, right? Even though it's tragic, but if you've never seen it, you probably should. And then afterwards, I like Camden. I think Camden is a pretty cool.
Camden's good.
Camden's a little. It's a safe, trendy place to go. This is pretty cool, and it's worth having a little mooch around there. But is there anywhere else pretty cool and hip trip?
Go to Brick Lane, get a curry for sure.
Bitch.
Don't bother short.
Oxford Street.
You want to go to Peckham? Gotta go Peckham. Go out and Peckham. Man, you have a great time. That'll be fun.
But you got to think like.
Don't go to Oxford Street. Oxford Street sucks. Go to the parks. All the parks are good.
All the parks are amazing, actually.
I mean, if you've got a day, go to Kew Gardens because Kew Gardens is insane.
Oh yeah.
Well, should they go Westminster to see Big Ben? And
yeah, of course they should.
You should.
I wouldn't.
No,
I would
no.
But you've got to do it. You've got to go to London and not
have you ever seen Big Ben?
Yeah, of course I have.
Well,
what do you mean has he ever seen
Well, that's what, no, but like, do you know what I mean? You've got to see it. You've got to go, there it is.
I used to be able to see it basically from my old office of the South Bank. So it was pretty good. But yeah, go to the South Bank. To be fair,
if you can go to South Bank, go to the galleries, like the Tate Gallery.
Honestly, you would not. London is. You just won't. You cannot experience all of London unless you're there for the week and you dedicate yourself to it. And even then, you still won't miss it. I remember going to London once, and there was a pillow fight event, and loads of people were in Leicester Square, having a big pillow fight, and we were like, I guess that's happening. Like, it's just London's just full of just something going on,
and just just try and like get the tube everywhere. Like, work the tube. As soon as you work the
Yes.
tube,
Or
out, you can
walk.
go anywhere.
Just
go to
walk.
Go to Clapham. Go to Clapham Common if you like that sort of stuff. If you like the brunch stuff, go to Clapham Common brunch stuff. That's pretty good. There's literally we could spend hours going through different places, and it's all different.
Just enjoy it.
Go to Highgate. Go
bloody
to
enjoy
Highgate
it.
Cemetery. Go to wherever. There's really nice places in London. Don't go to Oxford Street and be like London shit. That's all I ask of you. Because if you do that, fine, go for it. If that's your experience and you're like, well, this is rubbish, then yeah, it is rubbish. Because that's just it's just congestion. It'd be like going to Las Ramblas and just being like, oh well, this is a bit busy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fair.
But
anyway, well, since the Pro Tour is now heading to London, we're very excited for all this to happen. It's weirdly, you would think it is cheap for us British people, but it isn't unless you live in London. Yeah, but it works out. It's probably cheaper for me to go to a completely different country and stop there than go to a place an hour away from my house. But I'm very excited and very happy and feel very proud that the UK Flesh and Blood scene has managed to generate.
It's been recognised.
It's been recognised, and we are on the map of presenting a Pro Tour, and hopefully, or not hopefully, in UK style, we leave the curse crap out the window.
Oh wow!
It's gonna be so cursed.
Don't even mention it.
But that's the thing. That's what we've had UK players getting to
Prince
the top
Charles
three,
explodes in April 2020.
The Regicide promo special coming just days before the.
Oh wow!
That'll be sick. But yeah, I think I don't want to I feel like we deserve it. I don't think that's an unfair thing.
No,
I don't think that's an unfair thing to say. I think we've been in the game for a really long time. We have consistently players top 18, winning Pro Tour champion.
Our events are pretty big for the European scene. The UK when the UK puts a calling on, it shows up in terms of European callings. So yeah, 100%.
And if they turned around and said it's going to be in Poland instead, I wouldn't have batted an eyelid, and I hope it is in Poland. At the earliest opportunity, to be honest, because I think those guys deserve it as well. And I'll be honest, I imagine that Pro Tour Poland will be one of the best Pro Tours.
Oh, I'll be there in a heartbeat. It'll be so cheap.
It'll be so cheap, and they'll put so much into it. It's a very different scene to the UK scene. Is a lot of smaller, more independent players. I'd say it's a bit more individualistic in the UK.
Yeah, it's a bit more, very regional.
While Poland feels more like grouping together with a lot of but which isn't a diss to the UK scene. I think we're very sort of quite independent and competitive in that way. But I imagine and there definitely will be a Pro Tour in Poland. Come on, there has to be, and it's going to be amazing. And I can't wait for that one too. I just want more Pro Tours in Europe.
Well, yeah, I like their new setup now, where they got something in each region. So the APAC has got a Pro Tour coming up, and then Worlds will be in America, and then it will swap around for next time.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which will mean next year might be Worlds Poland. Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go.
Wait, could it be
because
Pro Tour and Worlds in Europe?
No. So next year,
because it's always one of three, isn't it?
So America's got Worlds.
You mean 2026, right?
No, 2025.
Yeah. Yes.
Wait, no, 2026.
Yeah, 2025.
No, I'm being silly.
2026.
2026 is going to be
Poland,
Worlds Europe, and it could be in Poland.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
which I think is a pretty good bet, right?
I mean, that would be cool. That would be gas. They would. Anyway, so Pro Tours in the UK. That's awesome. We've got everyone is going to their ProQuest because the season has kicked off already to get that invite to come and join us in London. We all went to our ProQuests this weekend, and we have discovered we're not washed, which is quite nice.
We're not completely washed.
No, I would say no. Come on. I'd say this has been a victory for Push the Point because we're not
washed.
No, we're not. We all we all got a top 8 in our Pro Quest.
Yeah.
Did we win? No.
All right.
But I think getting to a top 8 is kind of that, when you go back to, it's like picking up the bike again and going right, you know what? I wasn't as good as I was before, but man, I can still ride this bike. I definitely felt
definitely felt good to be back in the game, and I definitely felt that after heavy hitters and
Part of the Misfell.
bright lights and part of the Misfell, like I thought part of the Misfell was going to get me back to where I am now, and then it just didn't. I didn't click with something in that set. So having Rosetta out now, and I'm really enjoying drafting it. I'm really enjoying playing these heroes. I just felt good to be back in the game.
Okay.
Should we get the less exciting ProQuests out the way first, and then come to you, Hamish, to finish us off with the CC roundup?
I was going to say, I don't think I not to sort of say that mine is more exciting or anything. I think as a drafting experience, you guys are going to be able. There's some pretty exciting, cool stuff to come from that. But yeah, let's not. I know mine is the most exciting. Stop it.
It's quite
okay.
It
So
is quite an interesting draft compared to some of the other drafts I've done. I definitely felt rusty going in, and I hadn't drafted Rosetta before. This was my first
Can
draft.
I ask a question about the draft? Yeah. Does this have this? Because we were really into the Tales of Aria scene, and we did a bit of drafting to get, or I don't know, well maybe Trip didn't, but I don't know. We felt we were. Oh, okay, you did. So, but we were more in the game and really playing it a lot at that time. Does Rosetta remind you of Tales of Aria draft?
Or does it in the slightest?
Okay, cool.
Not in the slightest.
Okay.
It's very weird. It's not weird. It's very unique. It's surprising.
I would say...
Like Monarch?
No, it's its own thing.
Because
what I would say, Hamish, is I don't think the draft format is fully figured out yet. Like, I think there are still a lot of ways you can go, and I think there's a lot to be worked on in this draft format.
I was quite surprised at how interesting life gain is in this draft format.
Huge.
In terms of playing a life gain game plan is quite viable and like
absolutely.
And I think my first Florian deck that I drafted was really heavy on life gain because I got 2 Count Your Blessings. I had a couple of the red. I think it's Fertile Grounds, which is the heal 5 if you've essentially turned your hero ability on. And then is it Arcane Polarity, which is if you've taken Arcane damage,
if you take one,
heal.
game 4.
And you can just keep going, right? Like you got a sword, right? And you can just keep going. You can just keep healing. And they run out of stuff, and it's quite viable.
And they don't have a weapon, right? The
wizards.
The wizards don't have
wizards
weapons.
don't, but they do have the card
Perennial Ether Bloom.
If you deal more than its base in damage, it goes to the bottom
Perennial
of your
Ether
deck.
Bloom.
So you got to be quite careful about that. And that's quite interesting. But you can also just go kind of like... There's kind of like a meme in it where you can just be like, I'm just going to play Viscerai, or I'm just going to play Kano without the hero ability. Like, you can just go gas with Acilio, and you could just be like...
I want to talk about that in my event, because that's basically what won the event.
Yeah, so you can just draft all of the good wizard cards and flashes, and then you just go arcane.
Well, no, sorry,
crazy.
This wasn't even Acilio. This was Verdance, almost pure arcane Verdance.
Yeah, so you can just go like that, and there's quite a few. There seems to be quite a few like draft strats around just trying to build that. And it's quite interesting, and I don't think there's any bad hero either. Like Aurora can go crazy if Aurora's given the space, and Verdance can, the wizards can do the wizard stuff, and Florian's obviously got the sustain, access to like so much sustain and a weapon. That makes it quite interesting. I think I definitely felt a notable difference. Like I felt like I could get to the top 8, but I was like, I definitely can't beat the players that have been like clearly like drafting a lot of Rosetta and have a game plan in mind and have a clear strategy. But you could do some really fun stuff with it. And it's a fun set. I think it's getting close to being figured out, to be honest. Like, I think it's interesting. I'm not sure how I feel. I like the life gain aspect, but it does draw the games out quite a lot. And
why do you feel that it's? Why do you feel like it's getting figured out? Because I think Simon was sort of jamming games with the Northern lot, and then you're jamming games with the London lot. Do you think that the London teams are starting to? I actually fundamentally don't think we ever have enough time to really push a draft set ever in this game. I think by the time even Misfail, I don't even think Misfail was fully figured out before we moved off it. But do you think people are really starting to get to the
I think there's quite
solid strategies?
Yeah, I think there's quite. I think the strategies are getting quite solid. I think that's fair to say. I think people are working out like a sort of a mini meta within the draft around like, okay, if I go like Turbo Acilio, where I'm just trying to string, one cost deal 4 arcane and like trying to flash like some non-attacks over and get my my Comet Storm or whatever it is, just trying to do like Comet Storms and deal a ton of damage, and it's tricky. And like what do you do against such reckless hate, right? Like when you're just getting like 7 arcane and then 7 arcane, and you've got one macro, right, to deal with that, and then a little bit of damage prevention. So that's quite hard. But there's definitely but the life gain deck can obviously just, they deal 5 arcane and you're like, okay, I heal for 5. You just try and heal away from it, so you can build against it. But then the life gain deck is gonna fall down against like an Aurora just going damage. So it does. There's definitely elements of it. Like I don't like. It's never going to be as good as a CC game, right?
No, I mean, it depends who you ask.
It's okay. It's okay.
I like it for different reasons.
Can I ask a question to you, Simon? So you did Sealed, right?
Did Sealed for pre-release, yeah.
Is Florian the fight over hero for draft?
Wait, sorry, for what? For draft?
For draft, yeah, because Florian came out of Sealed as the Florian, right? He's the fire of Uprising.
Yeah,
you should just play this guy. But in draft, is he that hero? And what do you think as well?
I think I felt from this weekend, I felt that Earth is the fight over
talent.
And there was actually quite an even split between Florian's and Verdance's.
Okay.
What was? I think even in our top 8 pod, there were 7 Earth heroes and 1 Lightning hero, and the Lightning hero still didn't win.
Okay. And what about your experience, Trip?
I think it's really I think it's really risky because what's risky? If too many people go Earth,
absolutely,
then you lose. You don't get enough decompose, and then you're basically playing with a blank hero. Well, and I think that's kind of the balancing mechanic in this set, is that I think maybe if you look at the cards on the face of it, Earth is maybe a little bit stronger. But if there's only X number of decomposed cards in the pool, and you have to share that out between 3 Verdances and 3 Florians,
so
suddenly you're not able to turn your hero ability on.
I would say the natural split was probably 5 Earth to 3 Lightning in a pod, but
I think those Lightning heroes going to be busted. I genuinely,
But I think it takes a lot. But I think it takes a lot for those Lightning heroes to get really good. Like,
are they the weird? Are they the weird? Are they the weird
heroes?
Do you think, because every set has a weird hero, right? The one that just needs that extra bit of dance. And my sort of like bit on this is the Lexi or the Icelander.
I think the Acilio is that.
The Acilio
is exactly that.
I think if you let Acilio just have the pick of the key lightning cards it needs to make its like arcane strategy work.
What was quite funny in our
only
top
one
8
player
pod
can
where
do
there was
that.
only
that's the thing. That's the risk though, right?
Only one player can do that.
Yeah. As to say,
but in our top 8 pod,
well,
there were no Acilios, but we had Acilio specialization card and the other majestic sigil. So halfway through pack 2, there were people thinking, "Oh my god, we should have drafted Acilio," and there was only one Aurora. That was it. Like there
Aurora,
were
I think
4.
I genuinely think one Aurora should clean up easily.
It just didn't. It just didn't get the cards it needed.
No disrespect to the player, but like that should be pretty nuts.
There's so many factors to it.
There's a lot going
exactly.
on. You never the packs. Sometimes the packs are weird. Like we had
Yeah.
I think it was our second draft. It was like really light on like the Earth cards were just really bad, and it was just really all over the place. It was like feast or famine with the Earth cards,
Right.
pack on pack on pack.
My concern with the Lightning Heroes is my experience, and I know this is a couple of sets ago, but my experience when I'm playing, for example, Icelander and Uprising, is that Icelander really wants blues, and reds. Yellows are just just horrible beyond all reason.
Yeah. So if you open loads of packs with yellows,
but with Lightning, I feel that if you, or for Aurora specifically, if you're just getting loads of non-reds, doesn't it just feel like oh my god, this isn't working?
There's not enough
all.
power.
No,
there's not enough power.
You can't just take these yellow. You can take some yellows, sure, but like you really need these 0 for 4 reds. Like if you see these, I know it's not a CC deck, but these CC decks tend to have these cards in its deck because that is fundamentally what you want it to do.
Yeah.
And when you don't have them in these packs, and they go, okay, I'll just pass.
No,
I'll pass all the lightning cards, and you just look and go, cool, I'm the only lightning hero. What have I got? Yellows and blues. This is.
And then even worse, if there are 2 lightning heroes and they've both had to split, like it just dilutes the pool. And I think what you were saying, Trip, isn't far off.
I don't know. I'm just asking the question.
Even with blank hero cards, I think the Earth heroes have a slight advantage.
No way.
Oh,
definitely disagree with that. No way.
Okay.
Acilio is nuts.
Trip's seen a cool Acilio deck, and
anyway, I've not seen one.
I lost to some cool Acilios.
Can I tell you something cool about our draft?
Go.
So we had a player in draft 1 open a cold foil Fable.
Oh, who's that?
Ollie M, Patreon of the podcast.
Well done.
And then
Charlie
in draft
Bugger.
2, he opens a Rainbow Four Fable. Pack 1 both times. Yeah.
Well, that's his payoff for not doing great on Dice Cup.
So he had a very good draft. I think he came 11th, 12th out of 16. He went 2-1, then 1-2, and then obviously dropped from then. But it was a good day for him. He made some money. He sold them both on the day. And went home a happy man.
Hey.
I went Florian in draft 1 and had quite a big red earth heavy Florian.
Right.
Went 3-0.
Nice.
Pod 1, and then draft 2, I felt like I drafted the right seat. I was one of 2 Auroras and surrounded by Florians, but I had some really good Runeblade cards, not enough lightning cards, and I went 1-2 in that pod.
All
right. 3rd of 16 for Swiss, and then I got knocked out in the top cut.
Okay. And was yours just one draft trip?
No, 2 drafts.
Nice.
And I think I ended up placing like 6th or 7th. Jacob Clements.
Jacob Clements.
He recorded he beat me and then recorded a loss. So then we had to redo the entire top 8. And then I won't go into the detail. Anyone knows Jacob. He's a good lad. But
Jacob Clements is a
he's a good lad.
He's a very good player.
If you were there,
does some stuff though.
He ended up winning the event, didn't he? On
Aurora.
Wow.
Rob Catton won our event.
He was the only Aurora in our pod, and he got the nuts. But he drafted his seat. He knew that no one was going, and he went for it. And I think that maybe you're right about Aurora falls over if you don't have any lightning cards in a way that the other heroes don't. Like you might not have a hero ability with with the other two. But if Aurora doesn't have lightning cards, you are really stuffed. So you can't throw 8s at people like Florian can, or 7s and 8s at people like Florian can without a hero ability. You know, I'll just throw ultimate touches at people all game, and it'll probably win me one out of 3 games just on its own. So let's talk about CC because I feel like we talked about draft.
Yeah, Hamish, give us a rundown.
I want to know about the exciting, cutthroat, rapid CC games that are taking place in the Flesh and Blood meta right now.
Okay, well.
Sorry to disappoint you, Trip.
Well, no, you're right and wrong.
Yeah, but there's some good decks out there. But,
yeah. So, I went to Dice Cup in Nottingham. I was about to take Vincent until Thursday. I spoke to Noah and Rob Catton and played some games, and Vincent's good, but it wasn't doing what I needed it to do. It wasn't impacted. It wasn't going quick enough when I needed it to go quick enough. But it is a good deck. And then Brody Spurlock and I can't remember the lad that won the Battle Hard, and they took this Viscerai deck along. I picked it up and played with it, and to be honest, I quite liked it. And I actually just thought, in the end, I think this is going to be a better pick than Vincent. Although me and Noah did, because we've been playing some games. Noah Hicks. He's
a really good lad.
He's a very good lad. Lovely lad. And me and him went, oh, I think we'll just play Vincent. And then we both met up at the event and went, did you bring Vincent? And he went, no, I didn't. I brought Enigma. And I was like, no, I didn't bring it. I brought Viscerai. So anyway, that was what I took. I just recently, if you haven't checked it out, there's a deck tech. So you should check that out. And yeah, round 1, play into Matt Folks. He was also big-brained enough to bring Viscerai. And I beat him in 3 turns, which was very satisfying. Well, it's a Viscerai Mirror Bro, and we both went, okay, light equipment, let's just go, no blocks. And I drew the nuts and he didn't, which was made me very happy, because I said, not only are you trying to beat me round 1, but you're also trying to take my Viscerai title. And he went, you're damn right I am. And I just had to remind him that title belongs to me. Anyway, then round 2, playing to Noah Hicks. He's playing Count Your Bloody Blessings Enigma. Oh, God. He's a very good player. He plays at incredible speed. And I was just learning on the fly. And it turns out, when you stack 3 Malefic Incantations on the board and you put Mordred Tide in Arsenal, and then you draw then you draw a Swarming Gloomveil, Revel, and a Ninth Blade in your hand, you go, cool, I will. And I had 6 rune chants on the board ready to go. You go Mordred Tide into Swarming Gloomveil, dealing 6 rune chants with 4 physical coming your way, generating 2, 4, 6, 8, and Viscerai trigger 10 rune chants on the board. And then I play Revel to generate 7 more rune chants, and then Ninth Blade for 17 rune chants and 9 physical. And that didn't kill him.
Hard to come back from that.
No,
it's hard to come back from that, though.
No, you know what's how dumb this channel Count Your Blessings Enigma deck is? He just healed back to 30 health.
Yeah, I was gonna say, right? If you don't,
so I got him down to 5, and then, or maybe not 30 health. I got him to back to he went back up to 21. To which then I had to end the game again by doing 2 Malefic Incantations on the board, Mordred Tide into I think it could have been Swarming or whatever, some go again attack, and then Deadwood Dirge into Deadwood Dirge into Swing Runeblade to come in with
spoiler card.
It wasn't our spoiler card.
Was Deadwood Dirge?
No,
that was Deadwood Splinter.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, our spoiler card never made the deck, because it's a really good Florian card. But yeah, so that's what ended that game. And then round 3 played into Florian from Isaac Fogg, lovely gentleman, probably my favourite game.
Ex-Patreon.
Yeah, it was our favourite game. It was very close, but I took it. Not to go over this. And then I played Sammy Braben. So I'm playing all these very, very good.
Big names,
Big
doing well.
UK player names. So Sammy Braben shows up. He's feeling very confident, as Sammy Braben usually feels very confident when he's playing games with you. And I lucked out. I'm not going to lie. I lucked out. He had every reason to beat me. He did say I should have won.
What was he playing, Hamish?
He was playing Kano.
Kano.
Yeah.
Sorry, he was playing Kano.
I know we know, but they're not.
Sorry, so he was playing Kano. I lucked out, and I was basically going for the Malefic Incantation, Mordred Tide turn. You know, it's a running theme here. Malefic Incantation, Mordred Tide does things. But then he went for the kill, so Wildfire into Spindle. I was like, okay, I'm dead. Spindle for 7. He picks up his hand. He basically goes, right, I'm putting 6 on the bottom of the deck, and I'm putting this one on top.
Oh, no.
So he flips up, but his resource count's quite low, and he has to go now. And then he flips up Sonic Boom, and I went, I'm dead. But I've actually got like 28 health, so I thought, okay, it's basically a flip and rip now at this point, because this Sonic Boom's coming in for 6.
Yes.
And then he flips up E-Pot, so I win.
Nice.
Yeah. So I said, but to be honest, I said I said, really, you.
Wait, so he basically looked at 6 cards.
Yeah, he was.
And
He
still
saw.
hit an E-Pot.
Yeah, but he saw a lot of the cards he wanted to see then earlier on in the game. So I said, he said I should have won. I said, well, you didn't. You could have won.
Yeah, he did.
Don't say you should have won, because the deck said no. So I should have won because I did. Anyway, it was a really awesome game. And then I play into Rob Catton round. I'm locked for top 8 now. So the next 2 games is just me trying things out.
Island.
Yeah, trying things out because I'm in. So I play Rob Catton into Aurora. I mess about with the equipment just to see if it makes a difference. It wasn't very good, so I lost that one, which was fine. Aggro Mirror. And then I played into a KO. I can't remember the gentleman's name though. But he's only been playing 3 months. Apparently, he's extremely good at Magic. I should know his name because I think he's going to be someone that does well in the UK later on. Because apparently, he's very, very, very good at Magic. So he reminds me, has this.
Tell you his name. Fraser Eastman.
Was it? Anyway.
How do you know that?
How do you know that?
Because he was in the top 8.
No, he wasn't in the top 8.
Oh, different one then.
Yeah, different one. I'll have to literally just bust out my.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'll find it later. But anyway, yeah, he's
on it.
He reminds,
He's on
no,
it.
no, I'm not on it. So he's like a Matt Folks, you know, when he just says, "Oh my god, this guy's coming from Magic. He's very good. But he's just learning the game." And he did know what he was doing, apart from when he, bless his heart, he said, "I've never." He rolled, and then he presents scab skin leathers, sash, looking good, no rune gloves, okay. Skullhorn. I went, oh, what's it? I was like, oh, Skullhorn.
Oh.
AB3. And I went, AB3? I was like, wait, is there some wild strategy I don't know? And he went, no, I actually never played into Viscera. I don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah. And I went, okay. Fair enough.
Not having the Scowl and Flesh Bag on the board is quite big.
Yeah, it's pretty big. But I went, okay, I'm going to show, I'm not going to let this guy have it, but I'm going to be patient. I'm going to tell him what the cards do. And then I even told him when I was coming in for a Vex in Malice, because I knew I said, bro, you're going to get absolutely smashed to bits. You can't, Viscera punishes you if you don't know what's going on. So, so I'll just let him know and say, look, my Creepers needs to deal Arcane for this to go. And I'm dealing I'm coming in with a Vex in Malice to do a load of Arcane, just as a heads up. That's how, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you let Arcane go through, Creepers will still be alive. And then, lo and behold, I tell you what, that Skullhorn was handy because it killed my Creepers. Because there you go. And then I won. So I get into the top 8, and it's Liam Canning on Count Your Blessings Enigma. Yeah, it was just. I got some mad turns off, you know. But I tell you what, here's the play, and I'll end it on this note there. Here's the play that Liam Canning did to me, right? And I said single-handedly, I think that won in the game because I slowed right down, set up 3 red Malefic Incantations on the board with Become the Art Knight. I'm just going, you know what? You healed for 1. I'm on 40. I'm just not gonna go. I'm just gonna start setting up rune chants, just pitching up. Play Become the Art Knight, fine, and just he goes, okay, cool. He even had to burn a Count Your Blessings. Just he didn't get any health because I've got Reaping Blade.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I did a big, massive Mordred Tide into Ninth Blade into a Revel turn. And then I had a Rattle Bones in hand, so I slammed that down into Arsenal. Drew up into another good hand that would have another Revel that would set up just a back-to-back big turn. And when I played Rattle Bones, this is awesome, by the way. I said, you won by doing this, but it was so awesome that I was like, okay, fair play. No one will ever probably see this. Rattle Bones, and he goes, okay, what's your target? Ninth Blade. Okay, I play Passover to banish Ninth Blade.
Mm.
So now,
so
I've lost. So I went, oh, what? God damn it!
Well, I mean, what are the chances of him having Passover?
He did say
he
did say he drew it there and I know, yeah. And I was like, oh my days! And he also had another chi card, so he get to keep the card.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, I said 2 turns later. I said, you know that Passover turn? That's probably the reason why you're going to win. You're probably going to win this without it. But that was so massive for me to get. Like, you burnt off my third copy of Ninth Blade. And you've destroyed my only one of 2 copies of Rattlebones. They effectively did nothing. And that is meant to be the point of maximizing my big turns, and you destroy them both in one go. It was one card. I was like, oof. And then we just played a long ass game, and I just watched my deck just get lower and lower and lower. And it's so annoyingly boring because it's so frustratingly mind numbing. And all I kept thinking was, if I just put 1 copy of Poison the Well in my deck, I would just be sitting on that bad boy. He went down to a low ass number. And then he'll go, I'm going to just heal up for 8. Yeah. And I go, you just lose 8. But, heads up, they also keep sigils about. They leave sigils about to go, I'm going to count your blessings, bait out your Poison the Well. You play Poison the Well, then they'll play sigil on the top, on the stack.
So they lose 3 instead of
the 8, yeah.
8, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's probably not going to last in terms of...
Or does that work like that? Does it? I don't think it actually does work like that, because if he plays Count Your Blessings, I play Poison the Well. He plays Sigil.
So you'd have to wait for Poison the Well to resolve, and then respond to that trigger.
Yeah, so you can work it that way. Yeah. So you can. You just go Poison the Well resolves. I play Sigil. I lose 3, and then Count Your Blessings resolves.
Exactly. Yeah. Because then the heal 3 happens before the heal.
Yeah. So they can bait it out with sigils, which is what they do, which is still really annoying. I was like, oh my god, I've got like 1 play, and you can still find a way to bait out that just to keep this crap going. It's so mundane. He won the event, and Liam Cannon's actually a very, very, very good player. I don't think
wears great trousers.
He wears great everything. He's a very fashionable gentleman for sure, but he's very patient. Lovely, lovely bloke. I'm sorry, Liam, but your deck is mind-numbingly miserable. And you, Noah, you're both just pieces of crap. I'm joking. It's a fine strategy. Trip, what's your thoughts?
I think people should enjoy it while it lasts.
While it lasts, it's an interesting take, because it's not very good, I know, but it's just kind of annoying enough.
LSS have got rid of less annoying things in the past.
Do you think they're going to ban it? Because I honestly don't think they will.
I reckon so, yeah. I don't think it's very fun.
It's not fun.
I think it's not. Maybe because it's not great, but I think if they were sensible about it, they'd be like, this is a miserable play experience for our like, this is not like, obviously we saw Jacob go really high with it at top 8 with it, but I think it was still had a bit of the sort of surprise factor at that point where people weren't tech. He was saying it didn't really matter, people tech for it, but whatever. What I'm saying is it's a really negative play experience for the lower and mid-tier games of those kind of tournaments, and I think LSS will probably just give it a little dink just to keep people happy.
Maybe, but I actually think that if people keep bringing these Count Your Blessings decks, My Viscerai deck, I was doing this like kind of on the fly a little bit, and I was actually going, you know what? I actually feel like I'm not changing my deck up too much. I can just play this completely different plan, and all I have to do is slot in just 3 cards, and I think I can turn this game around. And it's very much down to I've got to play well, and I think that's why this deck is so a little bit miserable. And it's not.
Well, Reaping Blade helps, right?
No, it doesn't. It's not actually that helpful. It's fine.
Okay.
There is a point where you have to go, and then Reaping Blade doesn't work, if that makes sense. You really just need to build on, well, like I did like 10, how much did I do? 10, 17 into 9. I did 30 something amount of damage in a turn, which is, you need to just explode with something so obscene, catch them out with some Poison the Wells, and then do it again. That's how you do it. And if you don't do that, bro, it sucks. Yeah, because you can't just throw.
Poison the Well is a 2 of sideboard cards, not a bad shout.
No, it doesn't take too much. It's only 2 cards, but it's all about your strategy on it. And I'm sure someone's going to say it ain't good enough, blah 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 blah. But it's just, but it's not new. I have to say this isn't new, because we actually saw Bravo do this, like when he had all that heal, and even Dash has done it. All this heal, I block, I heal, I block, I heal, and even Guardians actually have Guardian heal cards, which is like, okay, this is just utterly miserable.
Yeah, I don't think it's. I could see it staying. I think it's just sort of, it's a bit miserable for everybody, and it's not really that. It's not like LSS are gonna die to defend a draft rare. You know what I mean?
No, but there's actually tech out there that goes, hey.
Poison the Well's legit. I got my triple copy of it. I was like,
Grave?
it's gonna be a thing one day.
Was it?
Yeah, there's a few things. You got the gravekeeping and the discard stuff, but like, we'll see.
We'll see.
I think they'll keep it around for a little bit and let the meta settle, because I think, like you say, Hamish, there's ways of playing around it. But if it just leads to miserable, I'm really more interested in the mid tier.
What, the Armory ProQuest stuff.
Yeah, not so much ProQuest. I'd say ProQuest is creeping into the top tier. But stuff like maybe that still counts as the mid.
Because the store events, like the store events that people will go to, and it's not the calling or battle hard and stuff. It's just it is the ProQuest RTN stuff. And
if it's impacting that and it's putting people off the game, then I think LSS will be like, well, it's not worth it then if it's.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's at that point.
No.
Armories tend to be quite reasonably self-policing in terms of these sort of anti-fun strategies.
Well, it'd be interesting. It'll be interesting to see, because this podcast is coming out, and that the ProQuest data is going to come out at some point this week, and it'll be interesting to see how much of a Count Your Blessings deck did push. And I reckon, it's my predictions, it did, because it's week 1. It did.
Yeah.
And then I think week 2 you'll see the decline, and then by week 3 you'll see the further decline.
This is the opposite way round to what we normally see, right? We normally see the aggro decks come out early.
And that could even be the case. I reckon it wouldn't be shocked to see Aurora and Enigma be the top heroes of the meta. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest.
I would say, and this might be a little bit of a controversial take, I do think we need to. This might be too controversial. It's not that controversial.
Oh, go on. What?
I think we need to start enforcing the time limit in the top 8. I don't like this.
No, I don't mind.
I don't like this system where you have to play to 55 minutes in Swiss, and then suddenly when you get to the top 8, you can have these 90-minute games. It shouldn't be like that, and I don't think that's fair.
But
the main thing I don't think
what do
that's
you
fair
do?
Is the bloody tournament.
No, but what?
I think you just double loss.
No, a double loss.
Okay. Double loss, draw.
Someone needs a win.
No, No, don't.
Right, okay,
That's it. It's done.
Okay,
You're out. You're not going to London. You're not getting any.
Okay, so
I've spoken.
So
you're out.
It's gone mad.
Give it tonight. Give it to the bubble. If there's nobody left.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I'll be willing to go down this conversation if you actually. We need to. There needs to be a deterministic winner in the top.
There needs to be. Okay, there's a way of doing it. There's a way of doing it. It's not my dumb.
But I agree.
Anyway,
I think.
Yeah.
I think
silly
there
though,
needs.
isn't it?
I think there needs to be a time. I think,
Yeah.
and I think what should happen is that once that time limit is reached, you basically got to go. That the judges then turn around and go, right, the time limit is now reached. I'm now going to look at you as players, and you're going to have a minute of thinking time, and I am going to seriously hardcore enforce like slow play rules, because if you're going to after the 55-minute mark. Yeah. Maybe I'm talking out my ass. It's probably not even going to work, but I agree.
I don't have a solution to this. I just think that the principle should be that
I know
you
what
should
you're
be
saying.
finishing these games in the same time limit as everybody else has to in Swiss. So.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
Right, Hamish, what's your overall impression on the state of the Rosetta meta?
What? Before Dash.io Armory deck or after?
Before.
Oh, before. Okay. All fun and games. And it's pretty healthy, and all is well in the world.
And what's happening next week?
Next week, the Dash.io deck isn't out yet, so I'm still going to have lots of fun playing in Ipswich. If you're going to be hearing this is literally, you probably listen to this on the drive down. So I'm heading over to Ipswich to play another CC event with my boy Viscerai. Are you guys got any CC decks or CC events or any more?
I don't. I've got busy weekends. My birthday's coming up.
Right.
I've got all sorts of
No
fun
CC
things
for
planned.
me. I've got draft though.
Oh, okay. So you got more ProQuest.
I am, however, very much looking forward to the 5th anniversary event on the 5th of November, which I believe is the date. I'm going to the one at Darksphere, and I'm looking forward to getting my adult IRA. And hopefully
Is it
there'll
not
be
the 1st, 2nd, 3rd of November?
Oh, I don't know when it is.
Well, whenever it is.
No,
Okay. So as you go on.
To the Church of the D20 in Loughborough for a draft ProQuest.
I wish they did CC, because I would have been there in a heartbeat, because it's so close. But yeah, I'm going to end this by saying, how worried are you about Dash.io? Do you know how...
Well, they're going to ban...
no, they're not going to ban anything.
No, but they are at some point, right? They're going to get rid of...
I think they're definitely going to.
The action point one. Right?
High octane.
High octane, yeah. So
Yeah.
up until that
it's going to be
point-
nuts. She's going to be nuts.
Up to that point,
We'll save this for the...
Dash is good.
Dash.io is going to be something. And I think my sort of doom and gloom, my looming doom of Osaka is this Dash.io deck is just going to sidewind it out, and everyone will go, look at this meta, and it's just Dash.io all over the shop. Starvo in this meta.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
They'll sort it out.
We'll break it
We have
down.
a new set.
Hopefully, we'll be showing. We'll be talking about a new set coming out for the start of the year when it comes around that point, and I'm looking forward to a Necromancer. Come on, it's been 2 years, LSS, since Dynasty, since we got a new class. We want classes.
Right. Wrap it up.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Right, thanks everyone. Peace.
Love you. Bye.